All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, we welcome back for the third time the one, the only Toronto, Ontario, Canada's own. We got Deuce Deuce of the Concrete Mob in the building. How you doing this evening? How you doing this afternoon? Sorry.
You saying, bro? I'm great, man. Looking forward to tomorrow. Just release, watch the signs. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to that release as well, man. I already got that. Already got the dough put aside. So once the clock strikes 12:01, I'm snagging myself a copy of that record. And my neighbors, well, they probably won't like it, but they're gonna hear it.
Feel that.
But I know this is our third interview, So normally I started off with like, what made you decide to get into music type of thing. But we already know how Deuce got into music. But the one thing I did see when I was doing some more digging for this interview, I saw a picture on your Facebook of all the way back in '96, with a picture of you and Method Man. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with Method Man, and what was it like actually meeting the head dude of the Wu-Tang Clan?
We did a show. It was a hip hop music seminar called "How Can I Be Down," and it was took place every year, every summer. It was like a summer jam called "How Can I Be Down" seminar in South Beach, Miami. So we went down there and performed in the Unsigned Talent Showcase. So it was like during that whole week there, I was there for like 4 or 5 days. We saw everybody, man, from Def Jam, all kinds of loud records. You just saw all the artists just walking around, interacting. So that's really how I met them. We're staying in the same hotel.
And man, honestly, back in '96, like the Wu-Tang Clan was huge. Like Method Man was like, you know what I mean, just getting his like start of fame.
Yep.
But I asked, was that the only time you ever really met him, or like did you meet him again throughout the years?
Time I met him. Yep, I met a lot of artists over there.
And speaking of another artist, man, I noticed you actually met Lisa Left Eye from TLC, man. I have to ask you, was that the same day, or like what was it like meeting her?
That was like, I think it was the following night, but it was like a party, and I actually met Heavy D outside as well. And the club was so packed, they couldn't even get in, man. They were A-list artists at the time. So we were just all hanging out back, man, having some drinks. I didn't even get a chance to take a picture of Heavy D. God rest his soul, one of the greats, man. I remember he was bent, pissed he couldn't get in, man, but that's how packed it was outside.
That's crazy when they wouldn't even let the legendary Heavy D in the building, man. That I gotta say, that's pretty shiesty though. Like they should have let him in.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And also, yourself, Young Noble, and Actual have a song out called "Attempted Suicide." You know what I'm asking? What's the story and inspiration behind that song?
Man, just so much people going through mental illness, but what inspired me to actually write it? Because I was hanging with this young girl, younger than me, that grew up in my neighborhood. We were having drinks, just kicking it, and I didn't even know she was depressed or suffering from anxiety and depression. So it was like on a Tuesday, and we went home, said our goodbyes, and then Thursday morning, I heard that she had committed suicide. So that really like kind of fucked with me and said, yo, sat down and said, listen, we need to write a song that'll resonate, and hit people, man, and let them know that it's okay, man, because us as men, especially in hip hop, it's not spoken about a lot. A lot of people and men in general suppress our feelings, and it just bottles up, right? So we just want to let people know that people care, because automatically people are like, you commit suicide, that's a cowardly thing to do. And, it's not the way to go. In a lot of religions, it's not accepted. Like, they say, just basically going to hell, and a lot of people pass judgment, you know what I'm saying? So we just try to come from a different angle and aspect and let people know that, we care, we love you, have faith, and it's always good to try to reach out and talk to somebody. It's okay. It don't make you less of a person, because there's so much people out there going through it, right? And that was from a couple albums ago. But that's why you always hear me saying, like, music's always timeless, and the substance and the concepts behind it, that you could play it 100 years down the road, 1,000 years down the road, and it'll have the same effect and meaning. You understand?
And the one thing I do want to say on that, I'm so drawn to yourself and Young Noble's music, because you guys don't write music for like the stuff that's going on. Like for instance, like this mumble rap stuff. You guys keep it real. You guys actually have inspirational lyrics. Like, you know what I
You know,
mean?
like,
You can always
yeah,
pull every record you guys do. You can always pull one song out, and anybody can relate to at least one song, if not more, on your guys'
I
records.
think I think a lot of the songs, like, you know, it's articulate music, like it's poetic. Like we sit there, we discuss it. We just ain't rhyming for the sake of it. And like, there's so much going on in the world right now. I'm not saying you can't enjoy music and have your party music and stuff, but I know he's been and seen a lot firsthand. It's not through somebody else's eyes. It's just, and me myself as well. Like it didn't happen overnight. So the things that we've been through, you know what I'm saying? We just share it because we know there's people on the other sides of the earth, no matter race, color, or creed, or background, or religion, that are going through it. So I be getting messages, and I'm sure you've been gotten 2 times as much as me, where people are like, "Yo, man, that song made that helped me get through a day." You know what I mean? Or gave me some hope or inspiration, and that's what really, you know, keeps us going, man. And like I said, it'll always be relevant. And to me, I always thought when you're writing, when I'm writing, the more personal a song is, the broader audience you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely agree. And I think your guys' music is going to be timeless for like hundreds of years from now. People are still going to be listening to your guys' music.
Yes, sir.
And also, I saw as well that you were actually working with another group out of Toronto called Point
Point
Blank.
blank.
Could you actually tell
Yeah.
us a bit more about that? And how did you guys get connected? And what's in store for Point
Uh,
Blank and Deuce Deuce?
like, they're from like the neighboring area. I'm from Esplanade. They're from Egypt Park. So, you know, we've known each other since kids, man, for over 30 years. And they had a couple, they had a lot of music. Their catalog is very extensive and deep. But, you know, we coming from a lot of people be opening doors with music contacts and stuff and closing them behind them. So, you know, sometimes life gets in the way and, you know, they're doing their music here and there, but, you know, I've always wanted to do a joint collab with them, you know, and to me, the illest out of them guys was Stomp, Dance the Kid, Bitch, Life, and Trouble. So I stepped to them and they're all for it, man. So now we're almost really done. We're halfway through the album, 75%. I'm really looking forward to that. But it's going to be like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people talk about the Canadian industry in the 90s and stuff. You know, we ain't the first, but I'm talking that grimy, real poetic shit. No fabrication, no fantasies, no fairy tales. And they won't be saying concrete mob. They won't be saying point blank. You know, it's like they forgot about us. So I don't know. It's like we got blackballed because they said we was free or just caught up in the street going through things with the law and stuff. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's kind of annoying, you know, that they don't want to give us the credit where. So we said, you know what? Let's just keep it music and let's just give the people what they want, man. So we definitely gonna turn some heads, turn some cheeks with this project called Parliament Hill, man.
And the one thing that also I don't like about Canadian hip hop, like I love the genre, but the critics and individuals don't give it the time of day. It's almost like it's like, oh, you're from Canada, you know what I mean? But there's some great artists that came out of this country.
I'm gonna tell you something. My store, I got a lot of love for him. He was back in like the late '80s, man, '89, '88, '90. But when we went in ghetto concept and stuff, no disrespect to none of them, but when we was in Miami, South Beach, Miami, people were like, "Yo, we opened up for Outkast." But I remember at the mic check when I started dropping my verse for Boiling Point, it was like guys from East Coast America, West Coast, you know, all over the South, and Outkast was the headliner. But people were like, we didn't know Canada had that. We got it with Santa Claus, Eskimos, and Igloos. So you know what I'm saying? There's still a lot of work that needed to be done there. And now we got some of the biggest artists in the world coming out of Canada, whether it's Drake, Tory Lanez, Bieber, The Weeknd, you know what I'm saying? So I think the North Coast is definitely getting it's getting looked at way more than back in the 90s, right? But, you know, you got to let people know. You know what I'm saying? And when you're an independent artist, you don't have the machine behind you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that marketing machine and the promotional machine behind you. You understand? So it's like, it's not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have the best music and social media is good and all that, but how are you getting it to the people to listen to it? You know what I'm saying? People are going to go with already what they know, what they hear on the radio and stuff. You know what I mean?
I most definitely agree. That's straight facts.
Yeah.
And also, I also saw that you are working on your second solo record as well. Can you tell us a bit
Yeah,
more about that, and what can we expect from that when it does get released?
man. I'm just trying to keep it going, man. Like the concepts and things going on in the world. Like me and Noel been talking about it, but my first solo album, I had a lot of self-titled easy stuff back in the day, like the Concrete Mob one with 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 the dude Blackjack, aka Static. We put that out in 2000, and then I believe like 2009, I put out Reality Check. That's a self-titled EP, but this will be my second full solo album release. I don't have a title for it now. I'm still, but yeah, you could just, it's just growth, man. Moving things I've seen, things I've been through in my life, just taking snapshots of shit that I've been through in my life that I know will resonate with people. So, like I said, every song's like crafted well. You know what I'm saying? Not just putting the beat on and just rapping whatever comes to mind. There's actually some thought behind it. And me and Nova are about to start our sixth album. Now we're gonna keep it going, man. I know Edie got his solo album. People need to check that out. OG Task Volume 2. Crazy. I gotta join on and me and Young Noble. I remember amazing track, very poetic. Noble got his solo album he just put out. That's also available on all platforms. Third Eye View, amazing.
I have to say, Third Eye View. I end up getting my hard copy actually autographed. I have that up on my wall framed, man.
I was gonna get the growth. I was gonna get the growth press, but because of the COVID, the virus, it dampened so many plans, man. But that's life. Something that out of our control, so we just gotta keep it going. But yeah, once he opens up, I'm about to press. There's a lot of people overseas love collecting their hard copies, their CDs. So I'm about to press Growth and Watch the Signs. That'll be up available very soon. But at midnight, Watch the Signs will be available on all platforms. So, and out of this album, I'll tell you, like musically and sonically, like we got more guitar and just the sound and stuff. It's amazing, man. We got some really good topics and concepts, and everything you see happening in the world right now. That's been happening. We've been talking about it, but it's like we pinpointing shit before like this shit even happening. It's crazy, man.
And speaking of the Watch the Signs record, I know you just broke it down for us, but the concept of the name, like, where did you guys think of the name Watch the Signs?
Man, well, just me and Noel back and forth, and he came up with this. I got to give the credit. He's very inspirational to me, man. He always makes me step up and just growing up, listening to the Outlaws and Pop being my favorite and getting that opportunity, and just being with him in the studio the first time. Because I'm a kind of guy, like, I lead the way when I go to the studio with who I spit on and shit, my energy. The energy was the same, but it's like, yo, you need to step it up. So, when you got somebody always pushing you to do better, you know what I'm saying? But it's everything. Just watch the signs around you. On the album cover, whether it's corruption, fear, greed, lust, envy, just all the signs, man, and just watch the signs, man. Check your energy at all times.
And also, recently on June 29th, you and Young Noble released a video for your song "World Keeps Spinning" off the brand new record. I have to ask you, what was the inspiration behind that song? Because that was such a powerful video.
Man, it was just like, like the world keeps spinning, man. It's self-explanatory, but I'll dig a little deeper. It's like, we go through the ups and downs, the slips and falls, everything goes on, sometimes you feel like you're the last one picked, you'll never get picked. It's just like inspirational stuff, like keep your head up and like always push through. Don't give up, the world will keep spinning. It doesn't matter, like life don't stop, ever.
And with your guys' music videos, the one thing I do notice, like before the COVID-19 struck the world, you guys filmed a lot of your music videos in Egypt. Is there like a reason behind that, or are you guys just on vacation and was like, hell, let's just film?
My mother's from there, and no one always wanted to see the pyramids like 98% of the world does. So it was like, let's just seize the opportunity. and the good brother Jay Sims came out with him, and we just capitalized, man. It's like when we go do shows, I'm blessed enough to be able to roll with them and get that experience under my belt. A lot of people will like love partying and shit when they're on tour. Like we'll enjoy ourselves, but like we always work. We take advantage, man. Get them visuals. I don't ever see artists doing that. Since they were doing it before me, and then when I got on, sitting with them, it's like we do it more. You know what I'm saying? And people see that, and it's all about inspiring people, man. So not only do we get to perform there, we get to see visuals and show the beauty of the earth and town and city or country that we're actually in. You know what I mean? Like Nepal, we're like we made history. We're the first international hip hop to ever perform there. So that's history. And then the visuals in it with the monkeys and the monks, it's like beautiful. And
And
the
I remember
pyramid,
Noble was riding a camel in one video as well.
yeah, and my mom's Egyptian, so me being from Egypt, I've been back and forth there so many times. I've always wanted to shoot a video. And I know a lot of other artists in different genres of music have shot videos, but this may be the only video that's ever shot like that descriptive with them visuals. It's like beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm proud, you know, and concept of the song, that's like some coming home kind of shit.
And when you actually talked about performing a concert, the one thing I do want to ask: do you think in the future yourself, along with the Outlaws, will actually do a show in the Toronto area?
In the Toronto area, for sure. That's in the works.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I only live 4 hours away, and I interviewed you guys, but I would love to meet you guys in person. So I'll be there front row. I can promise you that.
You definitely got a ticket, man. No problem, man. Even bring you up on stage. But yeah, I know that's definitely in the works. That we're gonna go to Colombia, a couple other places we had. But like I said, COVID put a damper in a lot of things, man. So we just gotta keep it going, man. Suck it up and keep going, right? One door stops, we gotta make it work, man.
Exactly. And the one thing I do want to ask you is, what is next for you? Other than the Parliament Hill record, the new Young Noble and Deuce Deuce record, what's next for you? Anything else you want to promote?
Man. Just, it's available on all platforms, man. If you're sick of the music, especially with everything going on right now in the world, this album's gonna be for you, man. Like a lot of people be saying, be saying substance all the time, this and that. Because I can't stress it enough. There's so much going on in the world, man. Whether it's police brutality, you know what I'm saying? Brothers getting lynched, like real topics that affect us all.
So, Deuce, this is the time in the interview I give a chance for the individual that comes on, and just a chance to give shoutouts to whoever they want to give shoutouts to. And if you can, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing so.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Sounds good.
Yeah, watch the signs out. Not bad. Watch the new Young Noble and Deuce Deuce collab, fifth album collab is out at midnight tonight on all online platforms. You can go catch up on all our albums, all the Outlaws material, the legendary Edie Don stuff, O2 Classics Volume 2 is available right now on all online platforms. Young Noble, aka The General, his solo effort is out as well. Third Eye View on all streaming platforms. You can follow me at Deuce_Concrete Mob on Instagram. Deuce at Concrete Mob 12 on Twitter. Get Noble at YOUNG_Noble, the IG. You can follow Edie at Edie Don, O for L, man.
And
There's a lot of projects coming, constantly working. The Outlaws got their hemp. You can buy their hemp. You can shop the O4L store, face mask, all that. OutlawUniversity.net. You can get all the previous projects, all kinds of Outlaw gear. You know, get your gear ready for the summer, the winter. And also as well, you can catch up on tons of videos. Their catalog is one of the most expensive in hip hop, period. The Outlaws. Go on the Outlaws Evo page on YouTube and catch up on all our videos we've been shot together. And we got videos on almost every corner of the earth. You know, and all the songs mean something. And there's no bullshit. No violence for the sake of violence. I can't stress man.
And I agree with that because like, there's some times where I even think I catch every video, but then there's some where I'm like, damn, I haven't even seen this one. Like, and it's still to this day I've been listening for years. So I agree with that statement. You know what I mean? Biggest catalog, most definitely in hip hop.
Yeah, now big time. And like I said, they're probably the only group that really like puts in work like that and takes advantage of just being overseas and abroad and showing the beauty of every country, every island, you know, every crevice of the world, man. And showing that, you know what I'm saying? Visually.
But I gotta say, Deuce, thank you again for coming on the radio station for the third time, man. You know, and I do want to say thank you just publicly on the air as well, man. You actually really inspired me to actually get into the interviews, man. Because when I first started this, you were the first person to ever reach out. So, just thank you for giving me that courage, man, to walk out of my shell and make all this happen.
Well, you know, that's what it's about, man. You know, if I can inspire one person, like, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you sharing a platform with me today, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to give you a big shout out, brother. Keep it up, man. I see you, man. Keep listening. Keep grinding. One door closes, break open another one.
Most definitely, man. And like I said, anytime you want to come back on and promote something, the door's always open here for you.
Project, man. I'm in. Locked in. Every project, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, we independent, investing in ourselves, you know, and putting out the right message, man.
Most definitely. Just like Noble said, you don't write rhymes, you write scriptures, man, and that's what you do every single record. So I'm pumped. You know what I mean? We're less than 12 hours away to the brand new Watch the Signs. So everybody get that record at midnight.
Watch the Signs on all platforms. Easy Guys, OG Classics, Volume 2, Young Nobles, Third IP. Y'all need to catch up, man.
Most definitely. I gotta say, Deuce, thank you so much again, man. You be safe out in Toronto during this terrible pandemic, man, and we shall talk soon for sure.
I'm gonna shout out the whole earth, man. Man, woman, child, man, and unborn babies and those that pass, man. Stay safe, keep it together, man. Stop the violence, man. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely agree. We all need to stick together, especially during this terrible time.
Exactly. And another thing, like, don't be afraid, man, to speak your mind, man. You know, a lot of people turn their cheeks on what's going on in the world, and we got to come together collectively and stop that shit, because they're killing our kids, man. They're killing our brothers, they're killing our sisters. So we need to keep it together, man, and speak up. Let's all do our part, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I'll do our part, I'll stick together, and we all can get through this.
That's right.
I gotta say, Deuce, thank you so much again, man. We most definitely will be in touch. If you ever need anything, you know my number, you know my Instagram, hit me up.
Likewise, D.
Thank you so much, Deuce. Have yourself a wonderful day, brother.
God bless, man. 12 o'clock, man. Y'all get that. I promise.
You won't regret it.
Listen to the radio for an hour and stop and watch the signs for an hour and tell me.
Most definitely. And I want to let you know, Wes, I'll have you here, Deuce. When I buy that record, I'm actually going to put a few of the songs in the station's rotation after I buy it as well.
Yep. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to put the whole record, though. You know what I mean? I got to give them, I'm going to give them like one or two songs. They want the rest, they got to buy it.
On my Instagram live yesterday, we live in a digital age where you could stream it and get the record for free, but it's good to support your
Exactly.
artist, especially when they're independent. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the machine. We don't got no big machine behind us. Our machine is the fans and the diehard fans. I want good music. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love, and it's proper to show love to the artists that you check for. You know, to help them grow.
And that's why I always buy them directly out as well. I don't like streaming because the fees are crap.
I appreciate it.
You're most certainly welcome, Deuce. We shall talk soon. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Bless up, man. Keep the family safe, Brandon.
Most definitely, brother. Bless up to you as well. Keep the fam jam safe out in Toronto.
I appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in. Whoever tuned in, I appreciate it. Make sure you check out that album.
Most definitely.
I'm on there for you.
Midnight. Thank you so much, Deuce.
All right, brother.
Peace, brother.
Peace.